Hello Year 2. Today we're going to read a new book, The Owl Who Was Afraid of the Dark. This is my very battered home copy. I'm going to read the blurb on the back to find out a bit more about it before we read. Plop is exactly the same as every baby barn owl that has ever been, except for one thing. Plop is afraid of the dark. His parents keep telling him that dark is best, but it's no use. Plop just wants to be a daybird. Finally, his mother pushes him out of the nest to ask other people what they think of the dark, and Plop is amazed at their replies. Might be a good idea before we start reading, just have a little talk with your family at home about owls. These are barn owls. See if you can find anything about them. And why would it be surprising that an owl will be afraid of the dark? Do any of you know what the word nocturnal means? Have a little chat. Chapter 1 is called Dark is Exciting. Plop was a baby barn owl and he lived with his mummy and daddy at the top of a very tall tree in a field. Plop was fat and fluffy. He had a beautiful heart-shaped ruff. He had enormous round eyes. He had very knackety knees. I wonder what that means. In fact, he was exactly the same as every baby barn owl that has ever been, except for one thing. Plop was afraid of the dark. "You can't be afraid of the dark," said his mummy. "Owls are never afraid of the dark." "This one is," Plop said. "But owls are night birds," she said. Plop looked down at his toes. "I don't want to be a night bird," he mumbled. "I want to be a day bird." "You are what you are," said Mrs. Barn Owl firmly. "Yes, I know," agreed Plop. "And what I are is afraid of the dark." "Oh dear," said Mrs. Barn Owl. It was clear that she was going to need a lot of patience. She shut her eyes and tried to think how best she could help Plop not to be afraid. Plop waited. His mother opened her eyes again. "Plop, you are only afraid of the dark because you don't know about it. What do you know about the dark?" "It's black," said Plop. "Well, that's wrong for a start. It can be silver or blue or grey or lots of other colours, but almost never black. What else do you know about it?" "I don't like it," said Plop. "I do not like it at all." "That's not knowing something," said his mother. "That's feeling something. I don't think you know anything about the dark at all." "Dark is nasty," Plop said loudly. "You don't know that. You've never had your beak outside the nest hole after dusk. I think you'd better go down into the world and find out a whole lot more about the dark before you make up your mind about it." "Now," said Plop. "Now," said his mother. Plop climbed out of the nest hole and wobbled along the branch outside. He peered over the edge. The world seemed to be a very long way down. "I'm not a very good lander," he said. "I might spill myself." "Your landing will improve with practice," said his mother. "Look, there's a little boy down there on the edge of the wood collecting sticks. Go and talk to him about it." "Now," said Plop. "Now," said his mother. So Plop shut his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell off his branch. His small white wings carried him down, but as he'd said, he was not a very good lander. He did 7 very fast somersaults past the little boy. "Ooh!" cried the little boy, "a giant Catherine wheel." "Actually," said the Catherine wheel, picking himself up, "I'm a barn owl." "Oh yes, so you are," said the little boy with obvious disappointment. "Oh, of course, you couldn't be a firework yet. Dad says we can't have the fireworks until it gets dark. Oh, I wish it would hurry up and get dark soon." "You want it to get dark?" said Plop in amazement. "Oh yes," said the little boy. "Dark is exciting. And tonight is especially exciting because we're going to have fireworks." "What are fireworks?" asked Plop. "I don't think owls have them. Not barn owls, anyway." "Don't you?" said the little boy. "Oh, you poor thing. Well, there are rockets and flying saucers and volcanoes and golden rain and sparklers But what are they?" begged Plop. "Do you eat them?" "No," laughed the little boy. "Daddy sets fire to their tails and they whoosh into the air and fill the sky with coloured stars. Well, the rockets, that is. I'm allowed to hold the sparklers." "What about the volcanoes and the golden rain? What do they do?" "Oh, they sort of burst into showers of stars. The golden rain pours, well, like rain. And the flying saucers? Oh, they're super. They whiz round your head and make a sort of whee noise. I like them best." "I think I would like fireworks," said Plop. "I'm sure you would," the little boy said. "Look here, where do you live?" Up in that tree, in the top flat. There are squirrels farther down. That big tree in the middle of the field? Well, you can watch our fireworks from there. That's our garden, the one with the swing. You look out as soon as it gets dark. Oh, does it have to be dark? Asked Plop. Of course it does. You can't see fireworks unless it's dark. Well, I must go. These sticks are for the bonfire. Bonfire? Said Plop. What's that? You'll see if you look out tonight. Goodbye. Goodbye, said Plop, bobbing up and down in a funny little bow. He watched the boy run across the field and then took a little run himself, spread his wings and fluttered up to the landing branch. He slithered along it on his tummy and dived headfirst into the nest hole. Well, said his mother, the little boy says dark is exciting. And what do you think, Plop? I still do not like it at all, said Plop, but I'm going to watch the fireworks. If you'll sit with me. I will sit by you, said his mother. So will I, said his father, who had just woken up. I like fireworks. So that is what they did. When it began to get dark, Plop waddled to the mouth of the nest hole and peered out cautiously. Come on, Plop, I think they're starting, called Mr. Barn Owl. He was already in position on a big branch at the very top of the tree. We shall see beautifully from here. Plop took 2 little brave steps out of the nest hole. I'm here, said his mother quietly. Come on. So together, wings almost touching, they flew up to join Mr. Barn Owl. They were only just in time. There were flames leaping and crackling at the end of the little boy's garden. That must be the bonfire, squeaked Plop. Hardly had Plop got his wings tucked away when whoosh! Up went a rocket and spat out a shower of green stars. Ooh, said Plop, his eyes like saucers. A fountain of dancing stars sprang up from the ground. And another, and another. Ooh, said Plop again. You sound like a tawny owl, said his father. Goodness, what's that? Something was whizzing about, leaving bright trails of squiggles behind it and making a loud whee noise. Oh, that's a flying saucer, said Plop. Really? His father said. I've never seen one of those before. You seem to know all about it. What's that fizzy one that keeps jigging up and down? I expect that's my friend with the sparkler. Ooh, there's a me! I beg your pardon, said Plop's father. It's a Catherine wheel. The little boy thought I was a Catherine wheel when I landed. Oh, isn't it beautiful? And he thought I was one. Mr. Barn Owl watched the whirling, sparking circles spinning round and round. That must have been quite a landing, he said. Well, it's nice to hear that dark is exciting. Hopefully that will help Plop start to learn a little bit more about the dark. I hope you've enjoyed the start of it. I'll try and put another chapter on in the next couple of days. See you soon. Bye.